Good evening, everyone. We finally got our third board member meeting quorum. So if everyone, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 5:41 p.m. And if you will all rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among the united cultures.
Good evening, everyone. Mrs. Turley, roll call, please, ma'am.
Dr. Ashambo, Miss Emily Hunt Daly, Walter Hadamio.
Here.
Ron Ortiz,
Here.
Francie Lee.
Present, we do indeed have a quorum. Adoption of agenda for August 19th. Board members, are there any changes to the agenda? If so, what? Superintendent Widener, a recommendation, sir.
I recommend that we approve tonight's agenda.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. It has been moved by Mr. Hadamio and seconded by Mr. Ortiz to approve the agenda as presented. Discussion, board members? All right, hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Mr. Hadamio,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Next, we have adoption of minutes from August 5th, 2025. Board members, are there any amendments to the minutes? And if so, what? All right, Superintendent Widener.
I recommend that we approve the minutes from August 5th.
Board members, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented from August 5th?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Thank you, sir. And a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Mr. Hadamio pardon me, it has been moved by Mr. Ortiz and seconded by Mr. Hadamio to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion, board members? Hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Mr. Hadamio,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Next are citizens to address the board. Mrs. Turley, are there any citizens this evening to address?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Widener, sir, it is all you for recognitions.
Awesome. Some folks and getting back on track with our social emotional learning as well as our Edu Champion. Tonight, we're going to do it a little different. I've asked 3 of the leaders of different departments to join us tonight. I want to celebrate. We've had a successful, joyful first 3 weeks of school, and I would like to recognize a couple of our departments that have really contributed a lot to that. So I've asked Mr. Hawker as our coordinator of security to join me tonight. Our security team has been working very hard with the new Verkada technology. There's a lot of things going on at school that is requiring our security team to work a lot and to investigate a lot. And so I want to celebrate our first Social Emotional Love Award and present it to our security team.
recognition personally is only a testament of the cooperation that you have from the people that work in the district. And without the principals and the security that we have on site, Isaac and his IT team, and everybody pulling together, the board supporting it, and the superintendent leading it, none of this is possible. So this really is not my award, it's a reflection of everybody in our district.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Mr. Hawker mentioned our other team, that in my opening remarks on opening day on August 5th, I had all of the employees stand up and I left out the technology team. And it's only right that we recognize them tonight. Mr. Tafoya and his team have worked very hard throughout the summer. They've worked with the cameras, they've worked with the new smart board rollout. We have all new smart boards. We're working on Chromebooks and giving up to make sure that we have one-to-one devices and classroom sets, and they're working. I saw them today carting stuff around campus at Mesa View, and so Isaac Tafoya and your team, we want to celebrate you with the social emotional level. Thank you so much. Have an awesome team. Have a great team. This is for you guys too.
You take a picture of them. We're gonna take a picture. Get back over there, sir.
Want me in the middle? Yeah, okay. All right. I'll give it all.
Excellent.
Bodyguard.
Thank you all so much.
And I noticed we have a lot of GHS folks in the audience tonight, and I can tell you their start this year has been better than it was last year, because they get to have classes, and there are air conditioning units in classrooms, and their system at GHS is not perfect, but our operations team, led by Gary Atencio, they're working very hard to make sure that we have units and we have ventilation, and we're making sure that our classrooms are bearable, right? You can feel in here, we're not cold, but it's bearable. And so I want to celebrate Gary Atencio and his team and recognize them for all of their work so we can open school and have cooler classrooms. Okay, you gotta turn around. Is there no snaps?
Hello, sir.
You snap it. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
and then we have to. Doc, you're slow on the trigger there, man. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate you and all of your team.
Thank you, guys. It's a crew of 14. I've got 2 down on right now, so we've got a dozen. They're hustling around. And like you said, I know it's not perfect, but we're getting a lot of stuff done, and we'll continue to do that and get you guys taken care of.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, that concludes our recognitions for tonight.
Very good, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next, Mr. Widener, we have Grants High School FFA out-of-state travel request. Mr. Gonzalez, did you have anything to add, sir?
I was just gonna say that Mr. Gonzalez is here with a group of FFA members that are going to talk about their plans for the National FFA Convention.
Thank you, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Superintendent. I think I spend more time at this podium than I do at the podium in my own classroom. But I'm Mr. Oliver Gonzalez. I'm the agriculture teacher and FFA advisor at Grants High School. And I'm here today to ask for approval of a out-of-state travel trip that I will be taking with a number of my students to the National FFA Convention Expo in Indianapolis, Indiana on October 28th through 31st later this year. So there are two main reasons why we are attending the National FFA Convention this year. First and foremost, remember last month we were recognized for being the state FFA Superior Chapter. Well, our application was sent to the National FFA organization and was judged, and we've been named for the second year in a row a National 3-Star Chapter, earning us the opportunity to be recognized on stage at the National Convention again this year.
Excellent.
And the second reason is because one of my students, Miss Monica Ruiz over here, has qualified to compete in the National Spanish Creed Speaking Invitation. We received the official invitation a few weeks ago, and we have accepted the invitation to compete. So my request is for us to attend National Convention as it is an out-of-state travel. Lots of moving parts to this, everything from hotels, transportation, meals, and overall the trip's going to cost our program around $4,379.34, with a little bit of wiggle room to accommodate for any changes in prices for hotels and flights, because I'll be honest, I do not want to have to visit these kids halfway across the country. It'll be fun, but I think they deserve it for it.
Understood, sir. Very good. Board members, we have consideration of approval for the Grants High School FFA students to travel to the FFA National Convention. We are going to use the caveat of approximately $4,400, because if you all will recall last year, board members, once the POs were put in place, et cetera, it ended up costing a little bit more than what that initial amount was. And so for that, board members, I'm gonna say $4,400. So, Mr. Widener, do you have a recommendation, sir?
I recommend that we send our FFA chapter to the National FFA Convention and that we approve their travel.
Very good. Board members, is there a motion to approve the Grants FFA students to travel to National Convention in the amount of approximately $4,400?
So moved.
Is there a second, please?
Oh, second.
Thank you, sir. It has been moved by Mr. Jaramillo and seconded by Mr. Ortiz to approve the Grants FFA students to travel to the FFA National Convention in the amount of approximately $4,400. Any discussion, board members? All right, hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Congratulations.
Until we
Mr.
sign it
Widener, I am
eventually,
not,
right?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We'll get to hear it eventually, right?
We'll have.
Well,
our
we-
consent soon.
yeah.
They
Excellent.
might need a chaperone, Mr. Butler.
Right? Mr. Widener, I am not stealing your thunder on this one.
Okay.
This is exciting, sir.
It is a very exciting night at GCCS with the school board. It is always wonderful when we have young people that are planning their lives, they're ready to go out and start their lives. And when they come and talk to us about graduating early, it's even more exciting tonight because we have 3 students from GHS that are here to request early graduation. And that means that these young people have poured their time and their brains and their work into their academics, and they're ready to go and be adults. And so I kind of set it up for Mrs. Elkins. I would like for Mrs. Elkins to come forward, introduce the students, and let's talk about what they're gonna do.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, online, directors. Here. It is my pleasure to introduce the 3 that you're about to meet. We've talked about, and as much as administrators and as parents, we want to keep them little forever. sometimes you just have those kids that are ready to rock and roll and they're ready to go. And these three have kind of expressed to me that we're ready to go, we're ready to do things. And like I said, we want to keep them little, but the other part of me just wants to let them fly. So, I'm gonna let them tell you their stories, and I'll just do them in alphabetical order and I'll kind of hang with them so I don't have to stand up here. Which means, my first student is Mr. Trey New Grove. Also, full support from administration and SSAs on their graduating programs.
Hello, my name is Trevor Bell. I'm coming before you all today to tell and hopefully convince you on my I'm moving to Florida this coming summer of 2026 to do a family up there and have a job opportunity. I would like to graduate early to finish my education and be yes, with my friends and peers. This will also give me another opportunity to get a head start on my college career. I've attended GCCS since kindergarten at Water Elementary all the way through Los Alamitos. It would be an amazing feeling to go into my senior year with my friends and experience the senior activities with my friends and peers that I've grown up with. I know that I could take on the extra work and responsibilities that come with it, as over the years I have an accumulated GPA of roughly 2.75.
Excellent.
I will always prioritize my schoolwork over everything, as that is the most important thing to me. And as we all know, once higher, always higher. Finish strong. Thank you for this.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You vote all three, you want to vote all three?
We are.
Perfect, okay. So my next student is Miss Minton, and she will tell your story.
Staff, family, and fellow students. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I stand here with deep sense of gratitude and esteem. As I prepare to graduate early and begin my next chapter, becoming a certified emergency medical technician. Choosing to graduate ahead of schedule wasn't an easy decision. It means stepping away from the rhythm of the school year, from familiar routines at work, helping me in stepping into a path that I feel called to one of service, responsibility, and helping others that I most privileged. Over the past few years, I've been blessed with opportunities that have shaped my character and confirming this. I currently work with the City of Grants Recreation Department, where I help take care of children in our community. That role has taught me patience, responsibility, and how important it is to be consistent, caring presence in a younger person's life. In addition to that, I serve as a manager for the GHS Boys Soccer. It may be a role behind the scenes, but it's one I take seriously. It's about commitment, organization, and being part of the team, something that will serve me well as I move into emergency medical services. Faith and service has always played a major role in my life. I'm a dedicated member of the community who will be a new volunteer. For the sake of the society, where I will be able to assist those in need compassion testing. This summer, I had an incredible opportunity to ride alongside local firefighters. That experience was life-changing. I was able to witness firsthand what it means to act under pressure, to comfort others in distress, and be part of a team that truly saves lives. It gave me a real hands-on look into the career I'm stepping into. I'm only confirmed that this is where I'm meant to be. To my teachers and mentors, thank you for your guidance and encouragement. To my family, thank you for supporting me through this education. To all of the people that have been there and supported me in this journey, especially Chief Nate of Transparent and Chief Yosef. The new role I'm top is in a team. I do so with purpose, faith, heart, and service. I look forward to continuing to serve the people of the community, not just as a student, but as soon to be volunteers at the bridge. Thank you.
The last early graduate we have today, wanting to graduate early, is Ms. Akiara Oki.
Council President, I would like to start off by saying thank you to everyone for your unique opportunity to graduate and give I have two smaller siblings and I feel showing them that something challenging capable can happen as long as you push yourself to succeed. I want to show them that education matters as well as a college education. And the time we live in. I have constantly demonstrated maturity, responsibility, accountability, and capability. Far beyond my years, I have not just met expectations, I have excelled in them. I have maintained good grades, self-discipline, and the ability to manage a heavy workload, which has proved I am not just ready for this challenge, but fully capable of succeeding in it. I have thought this through and why I would like to take this opportunity, and I have recognized along with my parents that this decision isn't rushing my teenage years, but that I am emotionally and academically ready, not just in a calendar says I should get. If I did not excel in my education, it could hold me back academically to my career goals and education to pursue it. I have begun college courses this summer and intensive enrolled in speech courses, which I will need to have for my career choice as a gifted. I have a genuine passion for caring for people and a deep desire to assist the needs of newborn babies medically care. With this opportunity, it will assist me in completing my education requirements too, so I can help please lifestyle the unspoken response of this step with vulnerable and upon completing the surgery becomes really me to further my education and my career, and also to be able to provide for myself as a new girl. I have worked hard and self-motivated, especially in trying times, and set goals which I have conquered so far. My potential for this opportunity is clear, and the chance to graduate early is my chance to honor my dedication and hard work and readiness for what I future. I respectfully ask for you to approve graduate early and take the next step towards my education next semester and to meet my goals and dreams. Thank you all for being here.
Very, very impressive, sir. Fantastic that we've got 3 kiddos wanting to do this. How about after we, yes, perfect, good. Idea. All right, board members, we have consideration of approval for 3 Grants High School students to graduate early. Superintendent Widener.
I recommend that we approve these young people graduating early.
Excellent. Board members, the 3 students are Traven DeGroot, Sydney Montes, and Adriana Odine. Is there a motion to approve for these 3 Grants High School students to graduate early?
So moved.
Is there a second, please?
Oh, second.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. It has been moved by Mr. Jaramillo and seconded by Mr. Ortiz to approve of the 3 Grants High School students to graduate early. Any discussion, board members? All right, hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Ashambo,
Yes.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Congratulations, kiddos. The hard work starts now, right? I believe that we would like to call the students up for a photo op, if you wouldn't mind. Early graduates,
as well?
early graduates, come on up.
Families.
Come on, family members. If you would like. If everybody else move closer to the TV screen, the smartboard screen, we'll get everybody in there.
Look way better.
Our whole audience is right.
Take class of 26.
Yes.
Sure, I would love to. We haven't had this many since.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna hold it like the department.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Mrs. Elkins, very much for that.
You guys don't wanna stay for the policies? Josie?
Everybody's getting out of Dodge while they can.
It's hot in here today.
Incredibly hot. I think it's having that door open. It's really done us. We'll just need to make sure when everybody leaves that we close it. Oh. Tomorrow. All right.
We'll see
Good night, everyone. Okay, Mr. Widener.
President Lee, board members, as you know, we continue to refine and develop and ensure that we have good policies, procedures, and systems in place. And as you've known for the last few meetings, we now have Amanda Gallegos working as our quality assurances coordinator. And she's working to make sure that we are compliant with all of the rules. And so I've asked Amanda to come tonight and present some first reads and some second reads.
Excellent.
Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties.
That's our
got
theme.
denied.
That's our theme.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board. I will start by presenting the New Mexico School Board Association Policy Service Alert dated July of 2025. This alert stems from a recent Supreme Court decision in Mahmood versus Taylor. The court found that where school instruction presents content that may be substantially infer with parents' religious beliefs, schools must give notice to allow opt-outs. While the New Mexico School Board Association has not updated any of its policy models, it's encouraging districts to examine their practices and provide feedback at this time. Implications for GCCS include ensuring we have clear communication protocols and opt-out procedures that respect religious freedoms without unduly disrupting instruction or infringing on inclusivity goals. At this time, I'll entertain any questions on this one.
This, just for clarification, isn't
Just for informational purposes.
a first read or a
Yes,
revision. Just to clarify for our audience. Thank you. Questions, board members? Next, ma'am.
Okay. So at this time, if you'll look at advisory 261 to 262, this will be a first read. Sorry, my slides are not correct. So, in this one, House Bill 171 in 2024, the New Mexico legislature passed and the governor signed House Bill 171, which changes the requirement for a student to graduate and receive a New Mexico diploma beginning with the class that starts 9th grade in the 2025-2026 school year. The new legislation directed the PED to enact rules to implement graduation requirements by December 31st of 24. PED accordingly amended its existing regulation, which addressed graduation requirements with the amendments taking effect January 28th of 2025. And the new law retains the minimum requirements that students pass 24 units to graduate, but alters the number of the specific minimum course requirements. So this policy advisory highlights CTE and work-based learning. Department-approved work-based learning and career technical education qualifies in the core content areas of English, mathematics, and science. It requires the development of graduate profiles. The graduate profile is specific to each community and articulates the core academic competencies and subjects that are key to graduates. Post-high school success and required units should align with the graduate profile. Local school boards choose two units set by school board that meet department academic content and performance standards. It removes Algebra 2 as a requirement, although it must be offered as a mathematics course. Units in health, Algebra 1, and geometry prior to enrolling in high school shall satisfy unit requirements to earn a New Mexico Diploma of Excellence. Removal of a required advanced placement honors, dual credit, or distance learning units, although a student's opportunity to take these courses shall not be affected. Requirement that electives include a 2-unit pathway concentration of the student's choice in a language other than English, including American Sign Language, fine arts, health, military career preparation, a career technical education program, or community learning, a capstone course, or work-based learning, provided that financial literacy and computer science shall be offered as electives. And it also removes a requirement of demonstration of competency in 5 core subject areas to include mathematics, reading, language arts, writing, social studies, and science. Although high school students must still participate in their state's in their state's required every student succeeds ACT assessments, the additional requirements of demonstrating competency in the 5 core areas is no longer necessary. Individual school districts may continue to require demonstrations of competency, but it's not required by law now. So for policy I-4100, IIE, school schedules and course loads, this policy is amended to include the requirement that interim next step plans for students align with the district graduate profile. And that's the only thing that was amended for that policy. For policy number I-7350, IKF, under graduation requirements. This policy only addresses the graduation requirements for students entering the 9th grade in 2025-2026 year and after. It does not address the requirements for existing students, and the district should make sure to maintain in files the graduation requirements in existence when all current students entered 9th grade. At this time, I will entertain any questions on these 2 policy advisories. Okay. Sorry, I'm like trying to find where these
For
on my
everything
slide.
went.
It's just not gonna, it's not gonna come up with the right ones. I don't know what happened. Next one that I am going to read is for, I did it as presenting it as a first read, but it's actually a reread of something that has come before the board before. So while I was reviewing policies to make sure that they were sent up to the policy services, I found this policy, there was only a part of the policy, so in your packet, you will have J 3400, student interrogation, searches and arrests. So you should have the full policy, and then there should be a one pager.
Yes, sir.
I apologize. But when I looked at the packet, I did not see 261. Looking at that, there, I didn't see 261. On my work,
Okay.
and so I see 263, 264, 269, 270 through 272. But I did not see, maybe I'm. I had a question on the graduation,
Yes, sir.
and it's probably more for Mr. Weiner and Gallegos. The two local units.
That came out of the legislature last year. They passed that, and you have to have 2 units at the middle school level where students can attain credits. And so I know at Los Alamitos, they're offering a freshman English class. We're also offering some CTE courses that will carry over into high school credits. And then at Laguna Acoma, they're trying to offer Algebra 1. We've talked about financial literacy. And so trying to help the kids earn credits before they get into high school.
Maybe I'm confused. You probably am. It says here that the policy, the graduation requirement policy, this is on page 2 of 12. For graduation. Policy of evaluation 262. Graduation requirement. Requires a minimum of 10 units. The protection of the 2 local units of good vote. So. And that the 2 of the 24 required units be determined by the local school. But Madam President, I don't remember whether we had them.
We discussed,
Seemed like we had some discussion.
we did,
We
when
had a
we
meeting in
had the
Cabero.
meeting in Cabero and we had our 3 principals.
Yeah.
They told us all about these changes, and that was when we had the discussion with the principals. And we talked a bit about what Mr. Weiner was just saying, the financial literacy and the Algebra 1 and English, CTE, and that the school sites were gonna be, and this is months ago,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, the school sites were going to help those students be able to pick if they were choosing a CTE path or if they were choosing something like that. There were course options for them. And am I going too
You're correct.
simple?
And kind of the way that our principals did it, if they had staff, they qualified a high school grade level, then that's kind of the air, like at Lambs, our English teacher is she's certified grades 6 through 12. So she can offer the English 1 and the kids can earn the credit because you have to be highly qualified to teach. So if that makes sense.
Secondary.
Yeah,
Did
correct.
that help, sir? The laugh,
But
I
you
love
are
it.
correct, Dr. Guy. I don't think at the work session, I don't think we voted
No,
on any courses.
no, because it was a,
Guys, develop that further and then get back to us?
Correct.
I'm assuming, because it says here
First read.
that,
Reread.
local board shall determine how to allocate the two discretionary units. And if they do not apply them to elective state, how they want them allocated and modify their policy, et cetera, et cetera. So we're still.
And we can have our middle school principals come and present, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, and again, I'm a bit confused. It says 24 credits, of which those two are.
Which is less than it
So
has
are we
been
saying
historically.
that in the future, kids will no longer have to earn 26 credits.
Yes.
Correct,
It'll be
Correct.
24 credits
correct.
Correct.
for the coming, which school years it's going to apply to?
Incoming
Starting with
freshmen
freshmen now,
Starting the freshman,
this year.
this year's freshmen.
So we'll see a lot more kids probably petitioning to graduate early. I would think.
Because of the credit reduction.
Because they'll have the credits.
okay.
And maybe early college, Dr. Martin has a block schedule, so his
Yeah.
kids won't earn as many credits.
We actually have a student on the library because of creation research.
Please just update us, and then when it gets time to for the second read, you guys have it fully developed by that time.
We can have our middle school principals come.
Well, and I know that our secondary principals at that meeting
Mhm.
had a breakdown of how the new hours or credits, I should say, looked versus what the old one looked like. And I believe we've got it in our packet, and I'll find that and reshare it with the board as a part of getting this information.
It states very clearly. I wish I had read this afternoon. There's the policy only addresses the graduation requirements for students entering ninth grade in the 25-26 school year. Does not address the requirements for your existing students who are currently in high school.
Correct.
Sophomores.
Correct. And that was what the principals told us, Dr. Archambault, that their credits, what they are already projected to do for graduation, those requirements still stand. So our sophomores and up still have to meet the previous,
26.
correct, the previous requirements.
Thank you.
And that's what they had did one of the algebras too, right?
Correct. Thank you, ma'am. If you'll want to keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I brought J 3400. It has already gone through a first and second read and was approved, but it was never sent into the policy services to get updated in our policy manual. But when I was looking through the documentation, you can see that the whole policy is not there on the updates. It only has just the first part of the policy. So I did not want to assume that this was the only part of the policy that needed update and just send the rest of it. So I wanted to bring it back and make sure that we went over, looked at the whole policy. And that there wasn't this pages missing or something.
We're gonna try and find it. Here we go. Did you want to go over that? Or-
So it, the parts on the revision that they were asking for, talks about allowing for, any requests by law enforcement agencies and or other government agencies to include, CYFD or a tribal child welfare agency to be added. in that first sentence. And then if you go on, continuing in that, to see a student interview, or I'm sorry, to see a student, interview a student, or make an arrest at school must be verified by the principal and or his designee to be assured that such request is authorized by that individual's agency. And in the case of a tribal child welfare agency, that CYFD is made aware that the tribal agency is handling the matter. That was requested to be added into our current policy. The principal will request identification and written authorization from the individual and will verify the legitimate request by the individual's agency. And then this part was requesting to be added, and if necessary, provide notice to Children, Youth, and Families Department by telephone. The principal must notify the office of the superintendent each time the police or any child welfare agency are on campus. So those parts we're requesting to be added. Under the interview part, tribal child welfare agency worker was also added into that.
Are you, I'm sorry to interrupt, able to provide us with that red line copy, because we do not have that in our packet? So we don't have that. We have clean,
The big one, yeah.
we've got two clean ones. We don't have where
Okay.
the red line
Thank
is. So if you're able to share that with us as well.
Okay.
Let me make copies.
Thank you.
Madam President, so it might be, of value and benefit if we shared this with the tribes to have them be, where the potential that there could be inclusion of some entity of theirs and see that it actually
Yes, sir.
is aligned with how they should be.
Very good point, sir.
Three different tribes, and they have three different approaches to this. You can have another.
Right? Oh. Are you able to continue now, ma'am? That I interrupted you?
Sure. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I thought you all had it. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I think we just had the clean versions, so.
And that one is the one, I guess, that you have in there is just the current policy. It's not,
Correct.
none of the changes were done.
Correct.
So.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
When I look at the online packet, this is not included in the printed.
It is
Where?
the J3400 JIA. The red line is not. The red line is not. It's in my packet. Do a refresh on the packet.
Okay.
There we go. The only thing, we didn't have the coloring.
Thank you, ma'am.
Or blue line.
Yeah, blue and red lines. Very good.
So now you can see that it was only partial policy. So I wanted to just make sure that we went through
And got it
the
up.
whole thing,
Correct.
make sure that there wasn't no updates to the rest of the policy that needed to.
Perfect.
What other requested, Madam President, is an opportunity for the tribes to, be apprised of this, to see.
Yes.
It aligns with what they see.
Yes, we wrote that down. Thank you. So we're ready for next. Thank you.
Now we will be talking about New Mexico School Board Advisory Policy Services 263, 264 from May of 25. This will be a first read on these policy recommendations. So advisory 263 amends IKFB to permit students who are enrolled or eligible for enrollment in a federally recognized tribe, nation, or pueblo to wear tribal regalia such as tribal dress, jewelry, beading, feathers, or footwear at graduation ceremonies. This revision stems from a statutory amendment to New Mexico State Statute 22-5.4.3. So for this one, at this time, I'll entertain any questions concerning this policy.
I think that we all have been aware that our district allows and has.
We do.
So it's good for us to get it firmed up in policy.
The
state recognized it too.
There are a number of Native Americans who are not enrolled in federally recognized tribes. But I don't think we insisted on them showing an enrollment card. So that's, because when we do our data, we do recognize that some of them may be almost full-blood native, but don't have the requisite percent required to travel in to be a member of a specific tribe. So that's one of the things that we need to recognize. I think it's basically just a matter of the board recognizing that if this individual is a Native American, and if the tribe is accepting of certain kinds of regalia, then that's within the parameters of that tribe to say it's okay for you to wear this. You should not wear this other thing. For those who are not members of the tribe,
But
that might be a little bit different.
but that wouldn't be our policy. That would be the tribes. That would be their policy. Because what we're doing here, as I read it, is that we're allowing them
To wear.
their regalia. But we as a district wouldn't be able to say, no, you can't wear that type of feather.
Because you're in a different.
You know,
That'd be up
because
to
that
them
would
to
be
their tribe.
correct.
There you go.
Okay, very good.
Good. I understand. Now
We're
now
clear.
you understand it.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
100%. Yes, sir. Very good.
Okay, so next will be advisory number 264, policy JK, student discipline. Current policy, existing student discipline policies under JK reference general discipline standards without integration of the newly amended section 22-5-4.3. The policy change directs that under student discipline will be revisited to align the newly amended statute in ensuring discipline procedures accommodate students wearing tribal regalia and do not penalize students for cultural expression during school events. At this time, I'll entertain any questions on this policy.
Board members.
What do they mean by school events?
If, let's say for instance, a kid wore moccasins to school, they showed up to the homecoming dance. It seems very foreign to us because we are very open to our cultures. And so, but there's other districts that haven't been so welcoming.
Makes sense. Next.
Okay. So next we will move on to Policy Services Advisory number 269 for a second read. This advisory requires parental notification and consent, certified supervision and emergency response procedures for water-based activities. We had tabled this one the last time because the policy number that they had put on this one, we already had that policy number within our policy manual. So I did reach out to Dan and Renee for guidance on this. What they told me was anytime they have, if they assign a number to a policy that they're requesting for or looking for revision, if we have that number already, they will recode the number on the policy that is already in our policy manual.
So in other words, once this is approved and submitted, they will renumber it accordingly.
They will they will leave this one as J 6700, JLIH, but they will change the J 6700 that we currently have. And I didn't print, or I didn't get which one it was. Let me look it up real quick.
All right, well, while you're doing that, board members, in order for us to proceed, we do need to take this from the table. So board members, is there a motion to take from the table the Policy Service Advisory Volume 24, number 5, Volume 24, number 5, Policy Advisory number 269?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. It has been moved by Dr. Archambault and seconded by Mr. Ortiz to take from the table Policy Service Advisory Volume 24, number 5, Policy Advisory number 269. Any discussion on this, board members?
That's the one for water safety.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay, hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley?
Dr. Shambo?
yes.
Mr. Hadamio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Aye, the motion carries. We have removed it from the table. I was trying to buy you some time, ma'am. And next, as this is our second read on this and the number clarification is what we are looking for, we would be considering approval of the policy adoption of policy number 269 J-6700 JLIH, parental guidance for water safety. Was there anything else that we needed to add to that? And were you able to find how it will be, the numbering will work?
So they did not say what they would recode our current policy to. So the one that is currently in our policy manual as J 6700 is JM, Student Awards and Scholarships. So that one will be recoded into a different number
Okay,
once this one
is
is
approved. Very good. Board members, do you have any questions regarding that? Superintendent Widener, do you have a recommendation, sir?
I recommend that we approve this policy.
Very good. Board members, is there a motion to approve the policy adoption of policy number 269 J-6700 JLIH, parental guidance for water safety?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you, sir. It has been moved by Mr. Jaramillo and seconded by Dr. Archambault to approve the policy adoption of policy number 269 J-6700 JLIH, parental guidance for water safety. Any discussion, board members? Hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Shambo?
Yes.
Mr. Hadamio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Aye, the motion carries. We're up to second read on policy services advisory for number 4. If you want to take that over, Ms. Gallegos.
So now I will be presenting advisories 270 to 272 from July of 2025. This will be a second read on these policy recommendations. So for advisory number 270, it's EGAD for copyright compliance. The difference from the current policy is the existing EGAD policy addresses traditional copyright and fair use, but does not specifically mention AI generated content. The revision explicitly includes AI tool specific copyright provisions, clarifying what constitutes acceptable use for AI generated works. At this time, I will entertain any questions for this policy advisory.
Questions, board members? All right, we will move on to consideration of approval of policy number 270 E-3900 EGAD, copyright compliance. Superintendent Widener, a recommendation, sir.
I recommend that we take action and approve this policy.
Very good. Board members, is there a motion to approve the policy adoption number 270 E-3900 EGAD, copyright compliance?
So moved.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. It has been moved by Mr. Hadamio and seconded by Dr. Archambault to approve the policy adoption number 270 E-3900 EGAD, copyright compliance. Any discussion? Hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Shambo?
Yes.
Mr. Hadamio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Ms. Lee?
Aye. Motion carries. 271, ma'am.
271, policy IJNDB, technology in instruction. The original policy integrates general tech use guidelines such as devices and internet. The revision explicitly adds the AI policy to cross-reference policies and updates the regulation under IJNDB-R and the exhibit IJNDB-E to contain AI-specific language such as guidance on appropriate AI tool usage in class. At this time, I will entertain any questions on this policy.
This will actually be board members 3, correct?
Yes, so it's the policy, the regulation, and the exhibit.
So board members, we have 3 action items on this one policy. The first would be consideration of approval of policy adoption number 271, which is I-6400 IJNDB, use of technology resources in instruction. Superintendent Widener, a recommendation?
Well, and I'm trying to get clarity myself, because I know we have our AI policies. This would be if we're using AI in the classroom. And if I'm the English teacher and I'm having my students use ChatGPT to build their lessons. So I recommend that we take action and approve this policy.
Very good. Board members, is there a motion to approve policy adoption number 271 I-6400 IJNDB, the use of technology resources in instruction? I'll make a motion. No, you're
I'll
fine.
second.
And thank you, sir.
We're
It
all,
has
we're
been-
all trying to
and Rob.
understand it.
Yeah.
I'm like processing them.
Is there a second?
Yes, Mr. Ortiz seconded for me. We'll get to the discussion and question part. It has been moved by President Lee and seconded by Mr. Ortiz to approve the policy adoption number 271 I-6400 IJNDB, use of technology resources in instruction. Any discussion, board members?
It is AI related,
Yes,
They all are.
all these three. The
Yeah.
first is
Yeah.
the policy,
yes.
it states our position on it as a board. And then the administration of this is the regulation that we have made. And
Yes.
then we have the exhibit, which then illustrates what it is that is going to be the agreement. The user agreement. I don't quite understand the user agreement. How is that going to play out? Do we have a tech person here?
Yes.
You
dear.
thought you were gonna get away with not having to answer anything, right?
I only learned more about this.
So the user is the student.
Correct.
Correct.
And I think, as you all know, the state has passed law about cell phones. And so I'm thinking, we don't necessarily want kids sitting in class on their cell phones using artificial intelligence. But there are teaching tools that can be incorporated too. So I think that's why we're seeing three pieces to this. And then, so it ties into the instruction, it ties into devices, it ties into what we do if there is a violation. Is that correct, Isaac?
Prior policies that have the addition of AI integrated into that. Reviewed all three of them, kind of take in what I read there so that we can implement the procedures following these policies. We have to still build procedures around how they're going to access AI in the classroom. How we're going to prevent them from using their cell phones and guide them to the right places. Those are going to be the procedures that I'm learning that will follow. I'm learning a lot. Policy and procedure, I think those two sort of used there for a while, but
Well, and I'll remind our board members and audience and directors and everybody here that when we initially approved our AI policies, we were all made very aware that this is going to be an evolving policy and that as soon as we adopted it, it's going to be already behind the times because AI is moving so quickly. So I think looking at these, this is getting a baseline in for the district to be able to have something in place. So then, as Mr. Tafoya was just indicating, when you all are creating your procedures and systems for how to deal with it, this will play into how that comes to fruition.
and we're gonna see AI take off. It very well could be its own subject in the future. And
And probably not too distant future either.
correct.
It's unstoppable at this point.
We may start teaching it in fourth grade.
So board members, any further discussion?
Just a comment on the agreement. The student has to understand this. I'm very interested in this. These languages, the technical language is new to all of us. And so I guess my concern is, Mr. Weiner, is that we need to communicate and educate the students on what this all means. Because every aspect of it is, has some complex and concerning issues that they need to recognize, that we have to stay on top of that. They have to be much more responsible as students in this day and age. Particularly when the public and the parents expect us to provide the necessary guidance for their children, which hopefully they will translate into their home, so that they know if the school is not letting you do this, you're not going to do it at home either. So, and it requires the parents to sign off on this. So it's not only are we going to have the challenge, who's going to do it? Who's going to educate? It's going to be the teacher, or is it going to be who's going to be the one taking the kids through this and explain this
And monitor it.
It'll be the teachers in the schools, right? And so, yeah, and Ms. Gallegos and her team and Isaac, they're all working together on the procedures. So how do we roll out these policies? And I know tomorrow technology is working a lot on their procedures and their systems. And so, yeah.
Very good.
Okay, so that's the regulation. Is what you're talking about. Is there going to be regulation and saying, we need to make sure that this is clear in our minds, so that when we talk to the kids, it's going to be clear to them of the opportunity, but also the responsibility.
Correct.
And the
The parents to monitor.
And then and then since the parents are going to sign up on it, that actually is very helpful to the parents. And they will understand that there are things that I didn't think about it, that they're not taught.
Correct.
Thank you.
Very good. So we're gonna get back to anything further, board members? Okay, so again, it has been moved by Mrs. Lee, seconded by Mr. Ortiz to approve policy adoption number 271 I-6400 IJNDB, use of technology resources in instruction. Roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Ashambo?
Yes.
Mr. Hadamio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Aye, the motion carries. This will make it a little bit quicker with the great discussion that we just had. Next is the regulation, as Ms. Gallegos just said. So it is consideration of approval of policy adoption 271-R I-6411 IJNDB-R, the use of technology resources in instruction regulation. Superintendent Leitner.
I recommend that we take action and approve.
Very good. Board members, is there a motion to approve the policy adoption number 271 R I-6411 IJNDB-R, use of technology resources and instruction regulation? Troublemaker. A motion, please. And a second, please.
Second.
Thank you, sir. Been moved by Dr. Archambault and seconded by Mr. Ortiz to approve policy adoption 271-R I-6411 IJNDB R, use of technology resources in instruction regulation. Any discussion, board members? Hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Shambo? Sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Hadamio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Aye, the motion carries. And this takes us to our exhibit. So consideration of approval of policy adoption 271 I-6431 IJNDBE, use of technology resources in instruction exhibit. Superintendent Widener.
I recommend we take action.
Excellent. Board members, is there a motion to approve the policy adoption number 271 I-6431 IJNDBE DB-E, use of technology resources in instruction exhibit? Board members, is there a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Oh,
Thank you, sir. And I'll let Mr. Hadamio second. It has been moved by Ortiz and seconded by Mr. Hadamio to approve policy adoption number 271 I-6431 IJNDB-E, use of technology resources in instruction exhibit. Any discussion, board members? Yes, sir.
That's to be a more user friendly to design this. For instance, the
For sure.
first paragraph. The details of the user agreement shall be discussed with each potential user of the County Information Service. When the signed agreement is referred to the school, the user may be permitted use of the EIS resources. I think the second sentence the kid might understand. The first one, I don't think they have an idea what it means. I would suggest sitting down and grabbing 3 or 4 kids from the hallway, taking them in there and say, I want you to look, we're gonna take you through this. Does this make sense or not? If they start having blank stares, then you might need to tinker with this. Or you may have to have some additional visual explanation, something to go through.
Well, and I think the agreement is what is the last page that the student would actually be shared, be given, right?
I would even
What
say
do you,
if you guys had questions tomorrow when you're going over our procedure,
look at it and see?
call Mr. Castile or email him and say, hey, we need a little bit of clarity, because
It's hard to visual.
Yeah.
Instead of changing the whole thing.
yeah, explain to us what each of these is doing. Because we want to be
Good idea,
compliant
sir.
with.
Good idea, sir.
All of this.
Mhm.
One thing though, on the second page, so it says, in addition, acceptable use for district employees is extended to include requirements to. If you're saying that the students only look at one page, I think that's still not helpful for the students. Because when looking at that single page where they sign it, actually it's for student or employee.
Mhm.
So that means even employees have to figure out how to understand this.
Perfect idea tomorrow, since they'll be working on that.
They're gonna be
anyway.
working for several hours on the procedures.
Very good. Taking notes, sir. Anything further, board members? All right, hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Shambo?
Yes.
Mr. Hadamio?
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lee?
Aye, the motion carries. Next, we have, oh my goodness, use of artificial intelligence update. We're still on AI, Mr. Tafoya. This is all you, sir. Ms. Gallegos.
So this is a new policy put out by Policy Services for AI, for use of AI. The school board has already approved policies for student artificial intelligence usage policy, and then for a staff artificial intelligence usage policy. And going back and looking through the policies that were approved, and then also in your packet, you should have information that Mr. Tafoya also presented on 7-8 that's titled AI Policy Guidelines Overview. So I don't know if we want to keep the ones that you guys already approved because they're separate, or in looking at this is the same type of policy. So I don't know how you want to proceed with the second read or approval of the policy from Policy Services on AI.
So Mr. Tafoya, I think you're getting thrown to the wolves. We know that you were an integral part of helping us get our policies regarding AI in place initially. What is your recommendation for this?
Recommendation would be to utilize the staff and student policies that have the word policy on it. I would more see them as the guidelines to adopt the procedures. Those ones in procedures, the AI policy that we turn in, I think that falls more in line with a policy that needs to be complemented by procedures, and ones that I had presented on were more guidelines towards, this is what our policy should know. This is where I think it's driving towards the procedures, towards the accountability, what's the word, transparency, some of that stuff, getting our teachers and students the education and knowledge on how to use this, how to properly use it. And same from our teams, how are we gonna integrate the different styles of AI out there? Which ones do we have access to? Which ones we need to purchase the higher level for the districts to customize it within our district? So I would recommend that we utilize those policies, maybe not in the policy section, but turn them more towards procedures and then adopt the policy that you were presenting. But do that for next. Objections or other additions that I can.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much for that clarification, because we know you are the boots on the ground person for all of this going on. Right.
On the fly, trying to adopt AI as
Absolutely.
well. We have, ideas and stuff to share, which I do tomorrow. We can share tomorrow on AI. That's where I want to, how are we gonna get this to teachers? Do we learn, train, or we bring somebody external that's already, so they train other staff, like, we have to have thought that.
And you go from employees to age appropriate,
Yes.
Cause you go from K to 12, so there's an age appropriate plus employees on top of that.
Mr. Lyman.
So let me get clarity for myself.
Of course.
In the fall of last year, I want to say the fall of 2024, might have been winter of 2024. We adopted two policies, one for students, one for employees. Mr. Tafoya, and I fully intend to support Mr. Tafoya and his thoughts. He is suggesting that we adopt this as our policy regarding artificial intelligence. We take those two policies and we make them our procedures. And you had board legal support on that as well. Ms. Gallegos, does that free up our numbers? So if our policies are policy 113 and 114, does that, so they go back in the shuffle?
So the original policies that were adopted for the staff and for the student were never sent up to Policy Services. So they were never given a
Perfect.
number.
Perfect. So I recommend that we do what Mr. Tavoya suggested and adopt this policy as our AI policy.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so board members. Is there a motion to approve policy adoption number 272 I-6450 IJNDC, use of artificial intelligence update, but this wouldn't be an update, this would be a policy.
This would be our policy.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Okay.
It has been moved by Mr. Jaramillo and seconded by Dr. Archambault to approve policy adoption number 272 I-6450 IJNDC, use of artificial intelligence. Now, discussion, board members.
I think I'm going to for this motion because it is more in line with the standard structure of a policy.
Agreed.
That it sets forth guidelines and principles and then consequences. And then it leaves it up to the administration to formulate the policy. So what you have then is your freedom to go back and look at the ones that we found we did a good job on. And we need to improve those and rewrite those and organize them in a way that is regulation, whatever, then we can do so.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Anything further, board members? All right, hearing none. Very good, sir. Thank you. Roll call, Mrs. Turley.
Archambault,
Yes.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Next, board members, we have the bills and expenditure report for July of 2025. So we have consideration of approval of the bills and expenditure report of July 2025. Superintendent Weiner, a recommendation for that?
I recommend that we pay the bills.
Very good. Board members, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed?
Well, let's look at one of them,
Troublemaker.
but I won't mention her name.
So in other words, you're gonna make your motion? Very good.
Second.
Very good. It has been moved by Dr. Rambo and seconded by Mr. Jaramillo to approve the consent agenda as listed, including the bills and expenditures report for July 2025. We shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Archambault,
Yes.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
Yes.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Mr. Widener, it's your report time, sir.
Right, and I can keep this in under 10 minutes. Anybody that's watching, pay attention to this part. We are almost fully staffed at GCCS. We currently have a second grade position at Cabero Elementary School. We have a music position at Mount Taylor. Mount Taylor has a music position. We have a math position, secondary math position at Laguna Acoma High School. And so if anybody out there watching knows of a math teacher, music teacher, or second grade teacher, send them our way. Dr. Martin has been working very hard trying to help us with J1 employees. And so we're almost fully staffed. I've kind of held off on doing a lot of staffing here. As you look around the table, you can see we wanted to make sure that the schools were staffed. So we're still looking at other positions and you know and some of our interim positions but we're almost there. We're almost there, and I'm super excited that we have resources in the schools for our kids. Update on technology, Isaac left. Like I said, we recognize them tonight because they have been working very hard in every classroom to make sure that classrooms have the new updated smart boards. They've been working to make sure that we have classroom sets of Chromebooks. We have an order of Chromebooks, and any extra money we have, we're putting it to Chromebooks. Isaac, I'm talking about technology.
And I was like, you know what? I can share, please continue.
Isaac and I had a really good meeting last week with some of our secondary schools, talking about what we could do to make sure that the kids have Chromebooks for assessments and testing and homework. So, Mr. Tafoya, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, definitely. So with the, first off, the one screens. I don't think I acknowledged you guys when I jumped up here today twice. But I'm President, Superintendent, board members, I'm proud to share with you that we are almost, I'd say 2/3 done with the smart board one screen rollout. That's been a huge task over the summer, trying to get them out to the site. My team has been working extremely hard over the, past couple of weeks and trying to get this new school year rolled out. We are so close to getting to the high school, which is holding about 1/3 of the rest of our one screen, so we're probably gonna be in high school later this week. And as for Chromebooks, I know that's a hot topic right now, and everybody's worried about testing and windows open, and we're short on Chromebooks, but we met more than half of the district's needs today with Chromebooks. So we have completed our 3Ms, the big elementary schools have their needs met. Our mid school is advised to get testing underway this week, starting tomorrow. Little outlier schools out there are, well, man, I want to say Cabarro's the only one we still have to follow up and get their needs met. And once that happens, I will be able to visit the high schools and complete their needs with, of course, they're gonna have a mixture of Chromebooks and computers from the labs and from, we're gonna collect a lot of laptops, Windows laptops to give them mobile testing cards so that we can have every need met, because we're not gonna have a one-to-one Chromebook rollout over this next week, but I am also ordering another huge order of Chromebooks, which will be, here shortly, along with an insurance policy I'm gonna present to you all, because I really think we're gonna have to take the insurance approach, or else this is not gonna be sustainable going forward, without the extra funding we've had in the past for Chromebooks. So I want to present that to you guys. I'll know what that looks like by the end of this week, because I'm looking for a quote for insuring our Chromebooks and possibly, there's gonna be different models, whether we want to take that as a district expense or if we want to share that with the communities and our families. I would love to offer that. I think it would be very feasible for our parents to opt in for that $30 a year, and small fees for intentional damage if it so has to go out for repair, we get that thing back, and they have a deductible per se, maybe $50 instead of having to spend money on the whole. So that could help us greatly. And once we get those needs met, we're gonna have enough Chromebooks in-house at each school to start building loaner account cards, so that if we do have to check some out to students to take home, we will have a checkout process. Destiny's gonna be amazing this year to track and manage that assets and the inventory, so that's gonna be a huge addition to our district this year. And I can share more on that stuff later on, all those details, because we're gonna work on procedures now. Procedures, I've got one going out for Chromebook management procedures. Staff, user account creation, this AI stuff, we got a lot on our plate with procedures. And I want
Yes,
to
sir.
make them clear and precise so that we can share them and start training our staff with how to move forward with all technology, and even the new stuff with CADA and cameras and all those issues there. That is a quick update.
Thank you.
The stuff I know everybody wanted to talk about, so I'm glad I stuck around for a little longer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tafoya.
Appreciate that, sir.
Our departments have worked very hard on their procedures and systems. And so I'm excited to have good systems in place. So lots of exciting stuff happening with technology.
Thank you all for the
Thank
detail
you.
that you have given us today.
Yes, sir.
I've spent a little more time up there throwing the names out of all my team, because it wouldn't be possible without them. They all are amazing workers, giving their heart and soul to this district. And here on the weekends, we spend a lot of time. Scott, he used to do that all this.
Stephanie, Nathan,
Bud
Scott.
Allen, with
Could
everything.
you
we
tell
have
us who your staff
technology.
is? Remind us who the staff
The
are.
staff, Stephanie Levesey,
And their
yes, in the position.
position.
Stephanie Levesey is our secretary of the department. She handles far more than just phone calls. She's there behind the desk. All with they need to break into their account with the backup code. She's got that down pat, and she's kind of like one of my techs back at the office. She is a very big support staff in our office, and handling 1,000 phone calls a day. She gets big volume, and she's always so good with those updates and messages to me. And then we have, our newest member of the team, Nicholas Trill, who is doing a great job, by the way. You're doing great. Welcome to the team, and we are excited to have you. I'm glad to take that hat off my head finally and start passing those, down to Nick, and he's doing a great job. And then Scott, of course, like I said, the glue of our department. That guy goes above and beyond every day to support the district needs in the back end. And without him, yeah, this place would be in dire need of somebody that can fill his shoes. And then on the ground, Nick is our network operator, network administrator. Scott is my systems administrator. Scott Peters, Nicholas Trickhill, if I didn't get their last names out. And then you got our boots on the ground, our technicians, Esteban Bailly and Nathan Neely, who is our technicians who go above and beyond every day, handling the needs of Cibola to the Blue Water and everywhere in between to put out small fires, handle big ones, take big projects on. They are always out there. I mean, I wish I could split them in 5 so I could have boots on the ground, 1 per site, but of course that's not possible. So, but they all, are very, very hard workers, and I'm excited to be part of their team. Be able to present.
Mr. Burke,
Say again?
we forgot Mr. Burke.
Mr. Burke, thank you. Is our another newest member of our technician team is Aaron Burke, boots on the ground. Haven't been thinking of boots on the ground because I'm utilizing him and being selfish with him, taking him with me to all the sites when it comes to inventory needs and synergy, synergy or SIS. He's the man to talk to. He has been phenomenal behind the desk there. He's been helping me roll out the new help desk and implementing a lot of that behind the scenes stuff. So like I said, I'm trying to go through my department. I'm thinking technician, boots on the ground. He hasn't been there yet, but we're getting him there. We're getting him the credentials he needs and showing him the closets out in the schools and where he's gonna be spending a lot of time in the near future, but I'm not ready to release this yet. I'm still being selfish with him because he is helping me greatly with the Chromebook rollout, management, asset tracking, all that stuff. So thank you for that because yes, I feel like I'm forgetting one more, but we didn't hire that final technician.
We still have a vacancy.
Position open, so that one hopefully will be filled soon, and then we'll have 4 boots on the ground. But thank you very much, Aaron Burks, one of our newest technicians, which holds a lot more weight on his shoulders than just the technician at this point in time. And I want to say, even going on into the future, he's going to be one that is going to be doing a lot more than just the technical work out in the site. So a lot of props and kudos to Aaron. Thank you for joining our team, and thank you for being available and flexible to work against, I guess, my tiny needs right now. I feel very, I don't know, like I've been really hard on all my team to keep up with the madness, but they have been doing a phenomenal job. So thank you all. Without you guys, we would not be getting that award. That award goes to you guys, not to me in any way. I wouldn't have been able to accomplish that without them. So I hope we got everybody in that skill.
Thank you. That's a great update.
For they do help me and you do help me. I go, you guys will be walking out the door and they'll stop and
Yes.
he'll be closing for the day and you guys stopped and helped me take care of a problem. I appreciate it.
Thank you all. Thanks for mission day. We're very excited to have it. And how does that work? Do I need to sign it? Have the whole team sign it? Bring it back to you, or
Yeah.
signatures all over it? I just don't know how that works.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Perfect.
Get you a white marker and write on the frame.
You guys have any questions or any other further updates?
No, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Tafoya.
Appreciate it.
He
sir.
took all my
Thank you.
time, so.
He did.
You want me to
You're
stop?
you're gonna have to auctioneer speed talk.
Mrs. Griego is gonna help me on the professional development. We have a really good professional development plan for Friday of this week. Students won't be in school. So, Mrs. Griego, do you want to talk about the
Sure,
art and science of teaching?
sure. We're gonna continue our professional development for our teaching staff and our educational assistants that support our teachers in the classroom. We're gonna have Mike Rule present continued new art and science of teaching and build upon the last discussion where we were talking about proficiency scales and effective teaching. And he'll address our secondary teachers here at Grants High School in the Performing Arts Center. And then we have our elementary teaching staff at Milan Elementary, and they will be presented by Jennifer. And again, it's a continuation, and the discussion will continue from where we started. And it's again addressing the new art and science of teaching, but effective teaching, what it looks like and feels like in the classroom.
Very good.
You're welcome to join any one of the
Yes,
schools.
you guys are welcome. We're elementary teachers will be at Milan.
On
Secondary teachers will be at GHS.
CHS, yes.
All day on Friday.
8 o'clock till 3 o'clock. It's 6 hours, so it's 3 hours, 8 to 11, and then lunch from 11 to 12 for an hour, and then 12 to 3.
Send the agenda, please.
Sure,
Yes,
absolutely.
we can send
Very
that.
good. The whole board would like that. Thank you.
I will send that out.
So the survey of the teachers at the end of the day. or something
Yes.
to-
That is one of the things that Marzano always rolls out, where the teachers and everyone has a platform to respond to the professional development that was presented that day and give their feedback.
And it's good data, Dr. Geis. We'll,
And it
I'll
gets
send
shared
you
with
the,
our presenters and our superintendent. And that's how they build their next sessions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Lee, this one's gonna be exciting for you.
Yay.
I know you were stuck in
Worried.
traffic
Yes,
trying to
it
get to Mesa View. It's
I
getting
looked.
better. We
Very
have opened the street in front of Mesa View partially. You can get in there if you go through the residential by Futures Foundations.
To the backyard or something.
Yeah.
You're right. And
Literally,
so,
we did the first.
the
few
new
days,
road
yeah.
there is very nice, and so that's how our buses are getting the children in. That's how parents, I was there today and a parent was picking up her sick child. And so it is getting better, and it's exciting to see the construction happening there, and we have a beautiful silhouette of a school there, so it's coming slowly but surely. And then the last item that I want to report on is cooling systems. Again, we recognized our operations team tonight. There's a number of things that continually come up on our finance committee agenda. And we've talked a lot about the engineers for the GHS air conditioning project. We've talked about the money. We have the money. We need our RFP for that. We need somebody to come in and engineer those systems at GHS. So it's a closed loop heating and air system. What that means is it's not pumping in water and doesn't have the potential to freeze up. It's a closed loop. So other things that come up on our finance committee, we've talked about a remodel of the boardroom. We've talked about mobile kitchens. We've talked about mobile concession trailers. We've talked about an auction. We've talked about bleachers for the GHS baseball field. We've talked about the GHS air conditioning and heating. And so just so you know, those are items that come up and we have plans for, and they'll come to you, board members, for action in future. With price quotes and bids and that kind of stuff and RFPs. So that's all I have. Dr. Guy,
Enrollment.
enrollment is up. I was really worried this summer. We were projecting 2,800 kids. As of right now, we are at 3,300 students. So there's about 400 more kids than we had anticipated.
Those are ending enrollment.
Our ending enrollment at the end of the year was right at like 2,978.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have
3,000.
a more robust student population. Dr. Martin is working very hard to make sure that we have online options. We've partnered with Payco Cyber Academy. We're offering coursework in Edgenuity. We're looking at a new platform for online education tomorrow with our principals. And so we're really, really wanting to keep and retain the kids that we have.
You said
And
it's 3,300?
3,300, yeah. That's what Rose sent me or told me the other day. So
But that usually, once you get that.
sometimes
we'll
that
have a-
dwindles, and sometimes those kids decide they want to go to school at
Wherever,
somewhere else.
darn them.
And so we're trying to have lots of options for our kids that maybe don't necessarily want to be in the traditional.
So you can update us in terms of schools, enrollments, ups and downs.
Correct.
So-
And hopefully,
Next, the next.
yeah, we can do that.
September meeting. Mhm.
That's
Yes, sir, it's on.
right around the
our-
corner.
It's on our list.
We have one more week.
Yeah.
That enrollment one, was it the little one? Was it the new kids that we started, the 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds?
We have more programming at the 3Y and 4Y. We're offering more classes. How many students came back to us, Dr. Martin, that
From cyber.
we don't have a whole lot that are enrolled at Payco Cyber right now. But
Not a whole lot, but these are a few from outside.
yeah,
Outside of the country?
that's correct, because
Yes,
we
yeah,
got some of our
Yeah.
H1 students,
Yes.
families.
And some of our teachers brought their kids over. From the Philippines, they joined us.
And from Mexico, we have a couple of
You're saying that
Mexican
that's not-
families.
She was here before. Her son's in school. That's it. Cooking.
The labs.
Los Alamitos.
There are.
I can't tell. It's just that I mean, teachers here and there, you know, that goes.
Sure.
We have some Filipino students, Mexican students that have come in, and then as you know, one of our local schools is struggling a little bit with enrollment, and so we've had some of their students come and enroll here, and so one of our
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay, but we're getting way off track here.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just wanted-
Because we've got executive sessions still, sirs.
but it can be really short.
Oh, agreed, sir, because that's information that we're gonna need the full picture of. So it was a good. All right. Executive session. The board will meet in executive session for discussion of limited personnel matters pursuant to NMSA 1978, section 10-15-1, H2 of the New Mexico Open Meetings Act, specifically for the superintendent to update board members on personnel matters. Also, discussion pursuant to NMSA 1978, section 10-15-1H4 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss possible or pending litigation. No action will be taken and only the items listed will be discussed. Board members, is there a motion to move to executive session as presented?
So moved. Second.
It has been moved by Mr. Hadamio and seconded by Dr. Archambeau to move to executive session as presented. Discussion. Very good. Hearing none, we shall proceed to a roll call vote. Mrs. Turley, please.
Dr. Shambo? Mr. Padamio?
Yes.
Ms. Ortiz?
Yes.
Ms. Lee?
Aye, the motion carries. The board has moved into executive session at 7:32 PM. We shall break for a couple of moments to allow any online members to join the breakout room. Mrs. Turley, when you walk that way, would you let Nathan know that we need to get our breakout room going?
Yes.
That,
Baked potato
baked potato?
and beans, I think.
Oh, what is up there?
Oh, what happened? Okay. For the audience, the board met in executive session for discussion of limited personnel matters pursuant to NMSA 1978, section 10-15-1H2 of the New Mexico Open Meetings Act, specifically for the superintendent to update board members on personnel matters. Also discussion pursuant to NMSA 1978, section 10-15H-1H4 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss possible or pending litigation. No action was taken and only the items listed were discussed. Board members, is there a motion to reconvene open session as presented? And a second?
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Dr. Archambault and seconded by Mr. Jaramillo to reconvene open session as presented. Mrs. Turley, roll call, please.
Dr. Archambault,
Yes.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Ortiz,
I think he would.
Mrs.
yeah.
Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. The board has reconvened open session at 8:50 p.m. Mr. Widener, announcements, sir.
Yes, board members, couple of upcoming or upcoming announcements, meetings. We have another meeting, a board work session on Thursday, August 21st. Again, staff will have August 22nd for professional development. There will be no school for students on that day. That's this Friday. August 26th from 9 that they're running for school board positions. And I believe there's 3 positions that have to be elected.
Have to declare.
Yeah, 3 positions. The 56th annual Bi-County Fair will be happening in Pruitt, August 28th through September 1st. September 1st is the Labor Day holiday. There's no school for students on that day. Also on September 2nd, it's the Acoma Cultural Day and the Acoma Feast. And so we do not have school on September 2nd. We do have a school board meeting scheduled for September 2nd. And I would like to propose that we postpone, that you guys as a board decide to postpone that meeting until another date in September. So that's the announcements I have.
So board members, we were thinking about when that would work. My suggestion is just to get rid of that one. And I'm not gonna put the board members on the spot. We'll email and see what everybody says schedule-wise would work there. Thank you for that, Mr. Widener. Future agenda items, sir.
Future agenda items, we have some things, it's kind of like our finance committee. There's things that are very important that we keep on the list. We have our data student outcomes. As soon as our data is no longer embargoed, then we can start having data conversations. We will have site and district dash plan presentations. We need to work on a facility master plan, including talking about what we want to do with the old Continental Divide building. And what plan we have there. We have some projects that are tied to that as well. We need to have a work session to look at our strategic plan. We need to, again, talk about the Hawk and Pirate Stadium bleachers and bleachers for the baseball field. In the fall, we usually have a special education update. And so we'll want to have a special education update. We are traveling and going to Yazi Martinez town halls with the public education department. There is one tomorrow night. There
Albuquerque.
are in Albuquerque. There are virtual meetings next week and one in Gallup next week. We will want to share tribal consultation plans. We'll have to adopt our IPP this fall. And Mr. Valdo has been working with the grant application for the historically defined Indian impacted schools. And so those are some fires that we keep going there on our agendas that we'll need to continue to work through.
Very good. Anything else, board members, on that?
Don't forget to sign up.
Email?
What, we didn't use the rest of the alphabet for the agenda.
I know.
Right? We
I
only have
got
through
this
J.
J. I didn't even get us halfway through this time.
Well, we pulled some of them to our work sessions.
Yes.
She's doing a good job. She's keeping us in line, or else we'd still be in executive session.
Well, I apologize for thinking, I said, I intimated that I did not have everything on, on my computer. But for whatever reason, when I extracted the files, when I hit extract, it didn't extract all of them, including the ones that I said, where are they? But they actually were, they were there, so.
No problem.
But, on the dash plans, we need to understand. So that means you're gonna, I think it's important for us to know what the dash plan is. All the different components, what are they supposed to have? Because I've looked at it, so I know what the dash plan is. But the board as a whole, and nor does the public know what the dash plans are. And how does it relate to goals for the district? So those two must be aligned, but the first thing for us to do is to know as a board, what are the dash plans? What does the state say to schools about that? It's a school, every school must have a school improvement plan. That's what that's all about. So it would be helpful if Jennifer or whoever it is going to say, this is dash plan 101 for us. So we know what it is that they're going to be saying that they're going to be doing.
Perfect.
For the students. And then we can then go into the discussion regarding the district's overall, the board's decision as to what it considers to be, significant, substantial, meaningful, percentage growth for the coming year. But we need more information first to get a sense of it. That's one of the things that I think we need to do. When it comes to, I think the rest of it, I can probably just send an email, kind of give you for what it's worth to you and to both of you, particularly to you, on that. Okay. And, I will not be available on September the 2nd.
Nobody will.
Because I'll be up there and who knows how long I'm gonna be.
I plan on going up there.
So,
Yeah,
I want to go there too.
yeah.
yeah.
So for sure we'll.
After that tour, after that summit, I want to go up there. I've never been up there since I was a kid.
Cancel.
Can I ask a question? Did the staff get a chance to go see the Navajo or Laguna communities? This last, I think there was some mention of how staff went to Acom.
Besita.
We were out in some of the villages out towards Laguna, but we did not get to go.
All the way to.
What I'm talking about Navajo.
Yeah, no, we did not go out to the Baca chapter or anywhere out that way.
Probably the best thing to do is to find out, okay, where are our Navajo children residing? kind of get a sense of if there's a cluster of areas. That would
We,
be-
we have a couple.
There are a lot of them live in grants.
Well,
Yeah.
lot
The
of-
Navajos do.
lot of
yeah.
Navajo
They're
families live
moving
in
in grants.
Just that we don't know whether they're from the Baca, Pruitt, the chapter area.
And we have some beautiful areas that we do. It would be
But,
neat.
it would be important for us to do that. I've got to.
So do I.
So let's-
I gotta be there.
Let's
by
have a
9.
recommendation.
I recommend we adjourn.
So moved.
Oh,
Excellent. Board members, is there a motion to adjourn as presented? Walter moves, who's my second?
This is so good. I'm gonna leave it here.
Ron's off,
I think I said.
Guy,
whatever I said.
okay. To adjourn the meeting as presented, Mrs. Turley, roll call, please.
Campbell, Mr. Adamio.
He's off.
Mrs. Lee.
Aye, the motion carries. Board adjourned at 8:59 PM. Thank you, board members.